By the year 2030, this will be a $1,000 stock minimum, and I am not proposing that they are doing a reverse stock split. Palantir Technologies is at the center of the U.S. military-industrial complex. As long as the U.S. military is providing a Palantir with government contracts, Palantir will continue to soar. And there is a bull case that everybody is missing. The United States, with the White House at the helm, is proposing a $1.5 trillion defense budget for the next fiscal year. We are doing this because we are gearing up for a world war against our greatest geopolitical rivals. And we have already began that world war, and it will only heat up. We have already attacked Iran. We are fighting Russia indirectly via proxy in Ukraine. We are surrounding China with a fortress of islands, and we are gearing up to eventually attack China itself. It is provable because of how much money we are pouring into defense. And who benefits the most from defense budgets? It's Palantir stock. Palantir is so useful to the United States government that the president himself posted about the stock on Truth Social. For fiscal year 2027, the budget, the defense budget, proposes a $1.15 trillion in discretionary spending. That is a 28% increase year over year, and $350 billion in mandatory spending, bringing total resources for defense to $1.5 trillion, which includes a 44% increase for the Department of War. Now, before this budget even goes into effect, we've already seen Palantir's revenue grow by 56%. This is before this next fiscal year's budget, which is a massive increase. What do you think is going to happen to Palantir's revenue when this budget passes through Congress and hits the president's desk, which he will sign? Well, I suspect that Palantir stock is going to see revenue acceleration like you can't even possibly imagine. You think 56% revenue growth is fast? You think 70% is fast? How about 120% revenue growth over the next 5 years? Here is a post from Donald Trump that sealed the deal, that told me that Palantir is the buy of the century. Donald Trump posted on April 10th, 2026, Palantir Technologies, ticker symbol Palantir, has proven to have great warfighting capabilities and equipment. Just ask our enemies. So he posts that Palantir is great at warfighting, and he's proposing an increase to the defense budget of almost 50%. And you mean to tell me some of that money is not going to go from the Department of Defense to Palantir? In addition to that, what if we actually go to war with China, Russia, and Iran directly? The defense budget will swell, and Palantir will cement contracts as we use their data analytics platform to defeat America's enemies. There is no possible way that this isn't going to happen. The government themselves is telling you exactly what they plan to do with such a historic increase in the defense budget. And you got to give it to Donald Trump. When he loves a stock, when he wants a company to soar, he will make it soar. This is a chart of Intel. Intel was a dying company that was failing in the AI race. Their net income for the last 12 months was negative $3.17 billion. They lost $3 billion over the last year. Despite that, the market capitalization, the value of Intel, has risen over 432%. This is a money-losing company, but because it has the backing of the federal government, because it has the backing of President Donald J. Trump, the stock has absolutely soared. Compare Intel, which has 1% revenue growth and lost $3 billion, to Palantir Technologies, which is absolutely exploding revenue and profit. Their revenue grew by 56% over the last 12 months. Their profit, their net income, grew by 251%. Their forward PE has dropped from the thousands to 104, which is exceptionally low for a company growing profits by 251% per year. If we look at analyst forecasts, even the analysts are bullish. The lowest analyst rating is $50. And the reason that analysts rated that is because I guess they weren't aware of the new defense budget and how the United States is gearing up for a third world war, which will happen in the next couple of years. The average analyst forecast is for Palantir to trade at $192 12 months from now. And the high forecast is for Palantir to trade at $255. I align with the most bullish analysts, and I even think the bullish analysts are understating how much revenue is going to be funneled to Palantir as we fight and defeat, inevitably, our geopolitical rivals. If we look at analyst projections for revenue and profit growth, they are massively understating what's going to happen with this company. For fiscal year 2026, they're projecting revenue growth of 65.66% and profit growth of 112.61%. That's explosive growth before the new defense budget even passes. But somehow, some way, these analysts think that when the Department of Defense budget increases by 50% and the president is stating that Palantir has exceptional warfighting capabilities and that if he gets behind a company, it can rocket up to the moon, somehow these analysts think that Palantir's revenue is only going to grow 42% in fiscal year 2027. I don't see how that's even possible. The most bullish analyst has revenue projections for 2027 of $13.143 billion, which is massively understating the revenue. At a minimum, they should be growing revenue 50 to 60% just based on the federal government's budget alone. I ran a DCF calculation using conservative estimates of Palantir's revenue growth and profit over the next 5 years. And if you buy this company now, assuming these assumptions are correct, and remember, always do your own due diligence, and always keep individual stocks to less than 5% of your portfolio. If these numbers turn out to be true, the sky-high valuation of Palantir is justified, and I believe if I buy this company now, I will get a 41% compounded annual rate of return over the next 5 years. If you assume Palantir is going to grow their revenue 60% over the next 5 years, which probably is conservative, seeing the budget and seeing all the geopolitical tensions in the world, if you believe they're going to print a 50% profit margin, which they're already doing, a 55% free cash flow margin, and they trade at a price to earnings ratio of 80, which is conservative for a company growing revenue at 60%, printing cash, you will get a 41% rate of return, assuming you buy this stock. That is what will happen if these numbers turn out to be true, which I personally believe they will. You need to do your own due diligence. This could be totally wrong. Anything could happen. This company could collapse in a extreme bear case scenario. This tool is not the end all be all and should not be used exclusively to make an investment decision. But if you would like to use this tool like I do, for a one-time fee of $30, you can buy this tool and you will own it forever. I will send it to you and it is yours forever. You don't have to pay any subscriptions. You don't have to pay me a lot of money up front. $30 and this tool is yours. See the pinned comment below to purchase the tool. Thank you for tuning in. I am exceptionally bullish on Palantir. I have initiated a decently large position, and I am excited to see where this company goes as the United States gears up for a total war with our geopolitical rivals. Stay safe out there. Do your own DD. Consult a financial advisor before you make financial decisions, and keep individual stocks to a small part of your portfolio. Stay safe out there. Have a wonderful day.